On today's part of my take, we have Captain Sig Hansen from Deadliest Catch. Awesome interview. Something a little different on a Friday. We usually try to do a little different interviews on Friday. He is one of the baddest dudes out there, like one of the coolest guys. He just, has had 2 heart attacks and just worked right through them. We also have WWE superstar Hornswoggle, who is fighting in Rough and Rowdy tonight. Rough and Rowdy, go to buyrnr.com. Awesome card, ready to roll. We have Fyre Fest of the week. We'll do some different sports topics that popped up in the last couple of days. Mark Davis is Mark Davis, and we're brought to you by our friends at Lightboxer. So, what is Lightboxer? Lightboxer is an intelligent, tech-synced light boxing machine. It is really cool. Think, what was the fucking... This is really bad. The Dance Revolution.
DDR.
Yes, DDR.
It's Guitar Hero for fists.
Yes, it's actually really, really sick. So if you're thinking like, hey, my workout's boring. Hey, I don't like, just running on a treadmill or doing this or doing that. This is how you can make your workout fun. Boxing is the best workout out there. And that's actually a fact. Boxing is the best workout. And you can use a Lightboxer to get everything done. So you get workout, you have some fun, you train, the lights light up and you punch each one. There's different programs that you can use. We've all used it. It's really, really cool. They spar elite boxing trainers with a range of session in length, intensity, and music genres. Lightboxer acts as a virtual extension of the trainer with choreographed punch tracks, synced to the trainer's callouts and the songs you love. Content never gets old with new classes dropping daily. That's important because guess what? Everyone gets, once you do your workout once, you're like, oh, I don't want to do this again. Well, guess what? New workout the next day. So if you want to change it up, challenge yourself or friends to a quick play song of your choice with Lightboxer's always growing library of the latest charting music. Release the champ as you climb leaderboards and score new PRs. Whether you have ever put on a pair of gloves or not, Lightboxer is the best workout you can get at home. Go to lightboxer.com/take and get $100 off your purchase. Lightboxer.com/take, $100 off your purchase. Go check them out right now. At Lightboxer on Instagram if you want to see what it's all about. Lightboxer.com/take, $100 off your purchase. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by Lightboxer. Go check out lightboxer.com/take right now. You get $100 off your purchase. Really cool workout. Today is Friday, April 23rd. Let's just have a good Friday, boys. Let's just have a good little Friday energy.
For the boys?
Put that on a shirt.
Friday energy?
Hey, PFT, real quick question, though, before we jump into some things. That hat is sick.
Yeah, so's yours.
Oh.
No cap.
Yeah, no cap. But the caps are sick. We put up some new hats. They're fucking awesome.
Caps here.
So let's talk some sports. Where do we want to start?
Let's start in the fact that every Thursday for the past month I've woken up thinking that it's the day of the NFL draft. And it's not. It's not. I think NFL PR guy, who by the way has maybe the best Twitter handle out there. I don't even know if he's a real person.
Yep.
It's just at NFL PR guy. He tells you exactly what he is from the get-go. I think like 2 weeks ago he said that tonight is draft night, and it's like, no, you still have 3 more weeks left.
I'm going to give credit, though, to the NFL draft analysts and talking heads, because you would say to yourself, well, we've picked these guys apart so much, and we've talked about them so much, but I think whoever is running the big narrative machine in the sky has done a pretty good job of spacing it out in the fact that, like, Justin Fields' epilepsy was not something I thought we'd get to, but we had enough time to get to it.
That's true. Yeah, no.
So good job.
If the draft wasn't pushed back this far, we might never have found out about it.
Right, they saved it. They're like, hey, the week before, let's drop the epilepsy story.
We're going to stash that one away because people are going to be starved for some news. But it is weird seeing, like, Mac Jones climbing, Mac Jones falling, McCorkle back,
Trey Lance falling.
Trey Lance out, Trey Lance in. I think that there's going to be, after Mac goes, I think that it's just going to be like 2 quarterbacks immediately after him.
Yes,
and then
panic.
Sam Ehlinger might as well. He might creep in the first round too.
Right. It's like playing fantasy football 10 years ago when you would take Carson Palmer in like the second round because all the other good quarterbacks went right away, and you're like, shit. All right, Carson Palmer.
Also, big shout out to Nick Sirianni. He's the coach of the Eagles.
Yes,
people forget that. I could understand it. He leaked the news himself. He put the news out there that he was evaluating draft prospects by asking them to play rock, paper, scissors against him, much like our sweet Hank. He probably stole the idea from Hank. He probably saw stool streams and took it.
Jenga next?
So I think I would have liked this story if someone else had reported it. Like if a prospect had said to somebody, well, the Eagles coach said that he wanted to play rock, paper, scissors to see how competitive I was.
Right.
But the fact that he put it out there, he's like, look at this cool, smart, awesome football guy thing that I did.
He's trying to get us to be like, hey, football guy of the week, Nick Sirianni, he deserves to be there. Well, we're too smart for that. We're more focused on the Portland State basketball coach who drives around in a car with no air conditioning.
Yeah, Dan Campbell would not put – I guarantee you Dan Campbell has played rock, paper, scissors with somebody that he's evaluating.
Yes.
But it's just like, which one of these things would you most like me to kill you with?
Well, no, yeah, Dan Campbell plays it with actually a rock, a paper, and a scissors.
Yeah, and rock always wins.
Yeah, you just throw rocks at each other.
Yes.
It's just a rock throwing
In
contest.
Dan's mind, it's like, how the fuck could paper beat a rock? I'll demonstrate right now how a rock beats paper, and he just throws it at you.
It's the scene in Braveheart when the big guy throws a huge boulder and then the little guy just throws a fucking rock right at his head.
Yes.
That's Dan Campbell figuring out your competitiveness.
Yeah, but the fact that Nick Sirianni himself put it out there, it's like, okay, I am officially skeptical of Nick Sirianni at this point.
Yes, I'd agree. Can we put the Portland State coach's soundbite in there because that
I was just about to bring this guy up.
See, this is what it really does work with Nick Sirianni because Nick Sirianni wants to be this guy. Even though this guy reported himself, you could tell. He said, I don't – well, let's play the clip.
The other thing is I'm hungry and passionate. I don't eat breakfast in the morning so I can come to work hungry. So when I get to lunch, I'm hungry. And that's just the kind of person I am. I know my 2003 Chevy Tahoe's got a lot of play this week so far, but like – it doesn't have AC, and it doesn't have heat. And the reason I do that is so I can practice my mental toughness during the winter when it's cold, and I can practice my mental toughness during the summer when it's hot. That's the type of person I am.
I don't eat breakfast so that I'm always hungry. Mm-hmm. I believe him, and he's just driving around in a hot-ass car, dying of thirst, dying of hunger, being like, well, people are going to know I'm tough. I'm the coach of Portland State.
Football guys, and I know he's a basketball coach, but he is a football guy.
We've had that before.
The biggest thing with them is they take metaphors literally. They're like Amelia Bedelia. They're like he probably
shout out Amelia Bedelia.
Shout out AB. Yeah. When they read Animal Farm, they were probably like, that's a fucking crazy story about pigs talking.
Yeah, why the hell were why'd the pigs fucking run that farm?
But his whole thing is like, I want to be uncomfortable all the time so that I'm never comfortable, because when you get comfortable, you get complacent.
Right.
So that's why I won't install heat or air conditioning in my car.
And the best part about it is it's Portland State.
Yeah,
if that was his press conference, he was announced the Lakers head coach. I'd be like, damn, whatever he was doing working, and he could be, he's probably climbing the career ladder. But Jake, do you know this guy? Did he just get hired at Portland State?
No, he was an assistant and worked his way up the ranks. He's been there for a while now.
But it's still Portland State. It's still Portland State.
Uncomfortable.
Yes, it seems very. He's like, I removed the rear view mirrors in my car.
Well, that's Jimmy Butler
because I can't look back.
Jimmy Butler actually did.
Wait, that's right.
Yes, he did.
Jay Butt did that.
He did do that. Very dangerous.
Like, there's being gritty and there's just like not being comfortable.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Hank?
I actually was thinking of the other video that went viral this week, the Montana Tech football coach.
Oh, that's an old video
with all the sayings, but it went re-viral.
Play that one too.
Exactly. It's a great one.
That's a great one. All right. Other thoughts I wrote down. Mark Davis isn't smart.
You think?
So we taped earlier on Tuesday, so we missed the Raiders tweet. It was a situation where I think it was a bad tweet, but it also was the internet just loves a pile-on. Mm-hmm. But I love the idea that Mark Davis, credit to him for just owning all of it, sort of, but also being like, I'm not very smart. Like, I'm not a smart guy. I don't really understand this.
I actually think that every NFL owner should be the only people that tweet from the main account.
Yeah.
Every tweet should be, like, there should not be communication staff. It should be directly from the brain of that owner. Like, the Cowboys Twitter account would be incredible. It would be accidentally retweeting porn stars all the time.
I would 100% pay for an OnlyFans of Mark Davis.
Yeah.
I don't want any nudity. I just want him eating at P.F. Chang's, him saying bad tweets out loud, him just looking like a fucking weirdo, just all of that. I would pay to watch Mark Davis. Mark Davis could like save a reality television station that's struggling. It's MTV. Stop playing ridiculousness. Just follow Mark Davis around with the camera.
Mark TV.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that a lot. And we don't need nudity, but I wouldn't turn away like a lot of camel toe. A lot of the white tracksuit that he rocks.
I wouldn't be shocked if he was a Ken doll.
Just nothing.
Nothing.
He might be the Unsullied.
Yes. There's just nothing.
I actually.
He doesn't even pee or poop.
So there's going to be because his body's so efficient.
Yeah, right.
He just uses all the energy that it absorbs.
Thinking of Mark Davis taking his white jeans, his skin tight white jeans off, and it's just Ken doll.
You're probably not far off.
Yeah.
I don't like to think about his genitals, but I do like. I like the tight tracksuit that he wears. It's very funny because he's oblivious to everything. He just walks around totally oblivious. I think that every professional sports owner should, one, take a quiz before they buy the team to make sure that they're a fan of the team. We learned that this week from the Super League.
Yep.
You have to be a fan first, and then second, you have to run the Twitter account by yourself all the time. And we are coming up on like an event horizon issue with the Raiders because Mark's mom is probably not going to stick around for that long. She's getting older.
She's leaving?
She's getting
Vegas?
older. She's getting older.
Okay.
And then when Mark gets the team, he's not going to have the money to pay the inheritance tax on
Correct.
it. And so he'll have to sell
Biden.
that team. Inheritance, yeah. I mean, it's been
I'm
around
sure
for a
he'll
while,
jack that up.
but also Biden.
Yeah.
I think that we should maybe consider putting together GoFundMe
To save Mark
for
Davis.
Mark Davis so that he can purchase the team outright.
Keep going to PF Chang's.
Yeah.
I mean, we need Mark Davis to stick around in the NFL. And that he would get offered so much money for the Raiders. It would be insane.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out a way to keep Mark Davis hanging out. Imagine if someone bought it. You think the person who bought it would be like so callous that they would put out the eternal flame?
I was about to say they might turn him into the Quasimodo of the team where his job is just to take care of the flame.
To tend to the flame.
Tend the flame tender.
Live in the flame tower.
Yes. He's probably immune to it.
Yeah.
It's his own flesh and blood in there, yeah.
He's got some Szechuan beef that he's just grilling on the flame of his father.
Yeah, he's got kebabs going all the time. I whatever it takes to keep Mark Davis involved with the Raiders, I'm on board with.
I agree. The other story I wanted to address, back to the draft, I think you need to start stumping for Devontae Smith because people are going after his height. And he's 6 feet.
But they're more going after his weight.
But also his height.
They're skinny shame.
They're both. They're going after both.
They're saying he's not able to play at the big boy level.
Yeah, which is crazy because I think that guy is going to be able to play at the big boy level.
I think he will too. I am a fan of Devontae Smith. I'm more of a fan. I'm a Kyle Pitts guy in the first round.
Kyle Pitts is incredible.
Kyle Pitts is incredible. I don't know if I can let him into the Short Kings Club.
It's 6 feet. Yeah,
he's 6 feet. Is like that's. I can't.
But hold on.
He gets matched with any girl he wants on Tinder because he's 6 feet tall.
But here's the problem. This is like a very important moment in height shaming where if 6 feet becomes the new height that you can shame, everyone under is very fucked. So you need to like defend the wall.
Yeah, although if it creeps, there are a lot of people who are exactly 6 feet that I would like to see taken down a peg.
Yep.
Because they reach the level of 6 feet and they're like, "Mom, I've made it. I'm a man now." And then they hold that over your tiny little head.
I'll
if you're 5'9".
statistically make like $50,000 more a year.
Exactly, because you're 6 feet instead of 5'11". So I'd like to see those guys just brought down to earth. But
I just love picking the picking apart of every prospect. It is the draft should have happened 2 weeks ago.
yes,
It should have.
100%. There's also, I think, maybe the best play in the history of sports happened last night.
You talking about home run guy?
I'm talking about Joel Embiid.
Oh, I'm talking about home run guy.
The rebound off the foul shot.
Yes.
Throws the ball like 70 feet with 0.8 seconds left.
Yes.
And it goes off the backboard, hits off the rim twice, and bricks. I don't care that it didn't go in. I think that is the best
Give him a
shot.
participation trophy for trying?
No, that's the best shot in NBA history.
They never have,
Was
like
Gordon Hayward's the best shot in college history?
Yes.
It's one of them.
It was.
And
Patrick Mahomes' touchdown throw that didn't
count?
Yeah, the best throw I've ever seen on a football field.
Aaron Rodgers has a bunch of those.
Nah.
Hank, his nickname isn't trust the results, it's trust the process. And the process of that shot, I'm not going to base whether or not it was a good shot off if it went
wasn't.
in.
It missed.
He's a giant. It's so awesome watching him play.
The most incredible thing I've ever seen on a basketball court.
I'll give you this, PFT. It was impressive that he got it out of his hands in 0.8 seconds.
Someone replied with whenever you like take the actual quotes from this show, I have a moment every now and then where I'm like, holy fuck, we're stupid. Someone was like, you guys talking about Joel Embiid, all you said was he's really big, his hands are big, the ball looks small, and when he falls, I think he's going to get injured.
Yep.
And that is NBA corner.
I mean,
with part of my take.
Act like that's not what you think when you watch Joel Embiid play basketball.
Spot the lie.
It's
You
100% true.
Also, shout out Steph Curry for just completely shitting all over our MVP take on Tuesday with just his worst game of the year.
That's
I think
okay.
they still won, but it was Jokic is our MVP. I was reminded we're a Nuggets podcast. We forgot our true. We're a Nuggets podcast.
Here's something big. I know your brain is just soaked in gambling logic.
Yeah.
There should be some. I should get some. I should get some type of course. I should get some type of reward or like bonus for picking Jokic as my MVP last year. Like there should be some type of carryover.
No,
I was on it.
You're the one complaining about participation trophies.
No.
Because you were early on a take.
No, but it's like you get a little warranty
shot didn't
or
go
like
in, Hank.
insurance. I guess. All right, fine, fair. But it's something I've been trying to wrap my
just
brain
like
around.
us to say congratulations, Hank. You're very smart.
No, it's just like Barstool Sports. Like there's got to be some next level, bet we could offer.
What?
Like MVP insurance or like warranty.
If Hank predicts an MVP a year before it happens, Hank gets his money back.
No, you
want to predict any other the Lakers going to win another title at some point? Ever?
No, but all right, fine.
I think-
all I was
how about
saying was
this?
I was just throwing it
All
out
right,
there.
I'll give you-
I was just testing the waters.
No,
I wasn't saying
no.
saying it's a concrete
I'm gonna
idea.
give you-
I wasn't presenting it. I was just merely asking you.
I think
if it's something we should consider.
Okay, I think it's
And I
fair
guess it's
to
not.
give you. I'm going to give you 7% credit. 7% credit feels okay. 7% credit.
All right.
Are you good
That's
with that?
something, yeah.
Yeah, no, that feels appropriate to get the MVP a year before he was MVP. 7% credit.
I think that Arch Manning will be a great quarterback one day. I
Trevor
want you
Lawrence-
to credit me when that happens.
Trevor Lawrence will go to the playoffs.
His hair's too long.
Yeah, his hair is too long.
I actually have a
Right,
take.
but if you bet them to go to the playoffs, then went the next year,
I've got a
7%,
take about
5%.
Trevor Lawrence. I've been squatting on a little bit. I think that his artistic brother is doing all his interviews for him.
He's a fucking
His
cool
what
guy.
brother?
His artistic brother.
Yes, his brother who is an artist.
He's on the artist spectrum.
Yes, he's a guitarist,
Probably painter.
guitarist,
Paints with his
whiskey
guitar.
maker, Williamsburg hat maker, that kind of guy.
He's
he
got
is
a
that
sustainable
kind of
line of pants.
guy. Yeah.
Does he also have long hair? I'm assuming.
does.
Yeah, he does. They look. It's very actually interesting. I would like to see how their lives diverge so much. You don't really see.
Right.
You usually see if a brother goes, if a guy goes to the NFL and his brother, you're like, oh yeah, he was just a really good Division II college basketball or football player. Like to see it completely different job and be successful in it. I don't know. I'd like to talk to him.
I think he smoked marijuana and Trevor didn't.
What is it, red pill or blue pill?
Yeah, exactly. The
Pilled
roads,
himself?
the roads diverged at that point.
Yeah.
Gateway drug to becoming a hipster.
I have another take as well. I think so. This is going to Home Run Guy, who shout out the GOAT. Hank slandered him on Monday's show. He said, "I will rectify this. I will catch a home run." And then he did it. He put his money where his mouth is, and there was no money involved. But he fucking caught a home run right in your face, Hank.
Yeah, sometimes you got to motivate the players. I put him on my hot seat. Now he's on the cool throne.
No, I think what he did is more impressive than Babe Ruth hitting 2 home runs and calling a shot.
Easily.
He's back.
Okay, he never left. That's your problem.
Well,
That's
he did.
what
He
you're-
fucking
no.
fell on his face.
No, he went balls to the wall. You
and
think
fell
like,
on his face.
Yeah.
You think a guy who jumps for like a loose ball in basketball? You think like, oh man, he fell on his face. No, he's fucking grit, determination.
Hank's why kids don't play defense anymore because they're afraid of getting put on a poster. You're afraid of oh wow he snatched the chain.
Hey,
Look at
you,
that.
Hank.
Guess
Hey,
what?
you, Hank.
Hank. Sometimes if you want to be great, you have to fail at a great
If
level.
a
to
primetime
achieve that.
player in a primetime moment slipped without anyone touching him, just slipped on the floor and lost the game, people would be like, that person is out of their prime.
Jameis Winston in the Rose Bowl.
Exactly.
Tom Brady didn't catch that ball in the Super Bowl.
Won 2 Super Bowls.
And
after
what did
that.
people say?
He won 2 Super Bowls.
What happened
after.
afterwards?
People chirped him, and he fucking took the chirps and won 2 more Super Bowls. I chirped foul ball guy, and what did he do the next night?
Caught a home run
You're welcome.
because he's a home run ball guy.
Exactly.
All right, but either way, my take was the Javi Baez hit a grand slam, and a guy went for the ball and like slid down the tarp. It was awesome. It was basically he just went for it. It was a fucking full send. I want this ball, and just ate shit. And then right before we started taping, there was a guy at the Red Stadium who was holding nachos and went for a home run ball and just spilled the nachos all over himself. I think we are in a golden age that we have to appreciate right this second with spaced out seating to just see awesome videos of people eating shit. Because think about it. Usually there's fans, so you're not going to go for a ball that's 4 rows in front of you. With not as many fans, not capacity, it's just America's Home's funniest videos in the stands every night.
I like that. Yeah,
you need to appreciate this.
Keep an eye out for more wipeouts in the stands, and there is like a small voice in the back of your head. Any grown adult that goes to a baseball game, if you make an athletic enough play on the ball and catch it, you think maybe I'll get like a spring training offer.
Yeah,
maybe they want to see what I've got,
or just a round of applause.
Yeah, a round of applause. Either way, but like when you see that ball. Usually you do have those people around you that prevent you from running, but they also prevent you from falling down.
Right.
Because they're so close to you.
Right.
Now it's just selling out. But flip side to that, you don't get as many people throwing pizza on people's faces like what happened in Boston a few years ago.
So we just need to just remember that. Remember that you will, there will be a day when the fans are back, and I'll be excited for it because a full crowd is the best. But just cherish what we have right now in that people are eating shit on a nightly basis, trying to get balls with nachos in their hands or jumping down tarps or home run ball, catching a ball, no big deal. It's great.
I feel like we also got to shout out the Texas Tech baseball announcer.
That was sick.
He caught, it was like an absolute screaming foul ball, had his hand in one pocket, just caught it with one hand, didn't even flinch.
Such a snag.
Very impressive.
Such a snag.
It's a pig snag.
That's a pig snaggle. What is
pig snag?
That's a pig snag.
It's a pig snag. Riff raff.
Don?
Chuck Borden.
Was it Chuck Borden? Yeah.
Chuck Borden
Action
Sports.
Jackson.
More sports at 7.
I had one other note I can just say and we can move on. I think we've forgotten about Saquon Barkley.
Ooh.
I just haven't heard his name a lot.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Because there's too many people who called him Barry Sanders before he even played in the NFL.
But he was really good his rookie year.
He was. Well, he was. What was his? What is his yards per rush? I know he's behind a really bad offensive line, so I'm not bashing him.
But he also had a couple nice long touchdown catches.
He has
too.
a couple nice touchdown catches. I agree. He's got yards
4.7 yards per
Okay,
attempt.
that's a lot
Pretty
better
good.
than I
mean,
For some reason, I thought...
I'm not trying to make a grand point or anything
No.
out of this. I'm just saying that I feel like as a nation we've forgotten about Saquon.
If we're doing random things... Oh, it was this past year because he only played in 2 games and he had 19 rushes for 34 yards. That's what I was thinking about. But he was also behind like the worst offensive line ever. So you're right. I'm a Saquon guy. I just think that the hype was insane to start. I also am ready to start respecting Chris Paul more. That was the only other thing.
I don't know if I can get on board.
As a basketball player only.
That's a double cross on Blake Griffin, though.
As a basketball player only.
It's a big
Not
double,
as a teammate.
No, it's a big
not
double
as a
cross.
teammate. Not as a teammate.
You know what? My
Did
favorite
the two not
podcast is
go
now
hand in
Dak
hand?
Shepard, too.
What?
Don't the two go hand in hand?
Not always.
I'm not on the respect Chris Paul bandwagon.
Well, maybe it's a double cross because our friend Blake Griffin had a new shoe out, and I just DM'd him on Instagram. I said size 12, and he said maybe Brooks Koepka can get it for you. I go, okay. Well, if we're gonna play that way, maybe I'm a Chris Paul fan.
So that's what this is about.
Maybe
It's
Who
about you
knows?
not getting a pair of shoes.
Who knows? We can be vindictive. We should start wearing. Does Chris Paul have a signature shoe? What does it look like?
I mean, it looks like shit.
It's so bad.
I think it's Jordan too, though.
Let me see. Chris Paul signature shoe.
It's
Should I-
Jordan brand.
It's probably a bowling shoe.
Oh, the Zions actually are sick. By the way.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like those.
I like those. Can't do a shoe.
Oh my
race,
God,
though.
these are. I don't know what. Oh, these are terrible. I'll buy one though. I'm gonna start wearing them. All right, let's get to our interview. We have 2 great interviews. We have Sig Hansen, Captain Sig Hansen from Deadliest Catch, one of the coolest guys we've ever interviewed. Just a total fucking badass. And then we are going to have Hornswoggle on, who is fighting in Rough and Rowdy tonight. So go to buyrnr.com if you want to watch. It's going to be a great, great card. Tons of fights. Also, you can play Barstool app, right, Hank?
Yep.
Play Barstool app. You can win some money. You can get something down on the fights. So go check it out. It's going to be awesome.
I have a question about
Yes.
that. Are you going to be singing the national anthem?
I am.
Okay.
Always. Yes. So get ready. It's going to be a great night. Before we get to Captain Sig Hansen, our friends from Raycon. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm always looking at a screen now more than ever. And whether you're an avid news watcher or in serious need of a distraction, unplugging yourself is easier said than done. And one of my favorite ways to rest my eyes and still get the content I'm itching for by putting in my Raycon wireless earbuds and listening to something great, whether you're catching up on your favorite news podcast or, pardon my take, binging an audiobook or powering through your workout with a pumped up playlist. A pair of Raycons in your ears can make all the difference. I personally like to take a walk with my Raycon earbuds in, kind of decompress, maybe listen to a Grateful Dead show, just chill out. That's how I unwind. So check them out. No dangling wires or stems to get in your way. Raycons come in a range of stylish colorways, but always with a comfortable in-ear fit for a more discreet look. So Raycons are built to perform anywhere and anytime with water and sweat-resistant construction and Bluetooth that pairs quickly and seamlessly. And with enough battery life for 6 hours of playtime, you can unplug for a while. The best part, Raycon makes great sound accessible to everyone with wireless earbuds starting at half the price of other premium audio brands. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for all of our listeners, and here's what you got to do. Go to buyraycon.com/take. That's it. You'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order, so feel free to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/take. 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 Do it right now, and you will not be disappointed. Okay, here he is, Captain Sig Hansen. Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is Captain Sig Hansen from the Deadliest Catch. New season is premiering Tuesday, April 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Discovery Channel. Everyone knows the show. Everyone has watched the show. It's a fantastic show. So we're really excited to have you on. And you just said it right before we started. You're on land right now. How long does it take for you to be like, all right, I'm ready to get back on a boat? Or are you at the point in your career where you'd prefer to be on land?
It's weird. Like when you're on land, you're so happy to be back. And honestly, I don't know what was scarier, being out on the boat or being on land with this COVID stuff going around. But that being said, it doesn't take very long. I would say, I mean, as I get older, I want to be on the beach more, right? Just because I feel like I earned it. But it's weird. Like my wife, like I would say 2 to 3 weeks before we head up, after, like last winter, we had, 3 weeks off in December, and then we headed up at the end of December. And like a week or two before, your head's not even at home. Your head's not in the game. Your head is thinking about fishing.
Yeah.
It's really strange. Yeah. You just never leave it,
Mm-hmm. Do you prefer captain or skipper?
You know what? The whole captain thing, I mean, usually people in Dutch Harbor would say, well, who's running the boat, right? You didn't really hear guys being called captain all the time. I think the show kind of brought that on more than anything. And so I get, honestly, to this day, when guys see me on the street or something or a restaurant, oh, hey, captain, it's flattering. But at the same time, I feel like, it's a title and it's odd. It's still odd for me to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I like saying skip. Skip is like a little informal. You might be a baseball manager. Who knows? It kind of goes both ways. I've always wondered what skipper actually meant and where that term came from.
Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I'm going to find out. That's a dang good question.
Great question.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great question.
As long as I'm not Gilligan, I'll be the skipper.
There you go. So for people who don't watch the show, you should watch the show. It is Alaskan crab fishing, and it is the Deadliest Catch. So they're out in freezing cold temperature on these boats for how long what's the longest time you've been out fishing for?
Oh gosh, I think the longest Apelio season I've done was we started January. We got finished up in August, I think, sometime, or July, August, something like that. I mean, that season ran long. When I was younger, we'd go out. Oh gosh, different seasons. We'd be out 8 months, 9 months at a whack.
Holy shit! So wait, you would come back for fuel though, or was that?
Yeah, you'd come back. Yeah, or you could sneak off home for a trip or whatever. But you had like these 9 month increments. But longest out to sea for a little crab boat like what we're using, I would say a little over a month, which is a long time on a little boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get fuel at sea and you can deliver at sea. Back then you're delivering out there, so different ball game. Honestly, after if you're out there for 12, 14 days you start getting tired of it. You really do, because you're sick of everybody else on the boat. You want to go in and offload and regroup.
Yeah, you guys are in tight quarters too. I mean, it's not like you're on a cruise ship and it's, luxury. You guys are in tight quarters. So there's how many guys are on a boat at a time, like maximum and minimum that you'd go out with?
Well, like typically we'll go with a 5 or 6 man crew. 6 to 7 with the captain. Like the Wizard, Keith, he's got a much larger boat. They'll go 24 hours, 24/7 typically. So they'll probably run, I'm guessing 7, 8 guys. Something like that. So you always have a guy in the rack, and then you're just rotating, so it depends on what ball game you're playing. But back in the day, those boats were built for 4-man deck. So 4 guys would do the job. 4 to 5 guys.
Yeah.
And since the show started, I've been watching ever since it debuted. What was that, like 2004, 2005?
Yeah.
I remember watching that first season, and I was completely enthralled. And at the time, I had a bunch of friends who were like, man, I want to do that. I want to go move up to Alaska and try to be a fisherman just so, you can make a shitload of money in a small amount of time and then come back and go on vacation for a while. Did you guys see like an uptick in new people that would move up to Alaska that thought that they could be on these boats because of the show?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, that's great. Why not? But now that we've got a quota system and the industry's rationalized, we went from 220, 40 boats down to, 60, 70 that are participating. So it's harder. But I encourage it. I love to hear that. And I remember being in at the airport, in Cold Bay, we're trying to get into Dutch Harbor. And a couple guys, tapped me on my shoulder like, hey, you're the guy. Yeah, I'm that guy. And then, well, we're going up to Alaska. Going to get us a job. I'm thinking, guys, you're late. These guys hang on to their jobs and you're preparing, weeks or months ahead. But they went up there and looking for work. There was such an influx that there was actually guys sleeping in tents on the beach, looking for work when that show first started. And it was just this phenomenon. And I think it's great. I love the fact that, we're showing a work ethic and a different lifestyle, and that people dig it. I love that. I got to tell you the story. We're in Seattle in the shipyard. That's where we're from, and a lot of the boats were built. So this kid comes down there, is looking for a job. I said, look, I don't got room. Do this, and then see what happens. So get a job at a cannery. So he gets a job at one of the seafood canneries, and then I said, you got room and board. You'll be in Dutch Harbor, and then just keep beating the docks, and then eventually you'll find something. Trust me. So the kid does this. Like a year later, I'm in the same shipyard, and he's in there, but now he's on his boat, and the guy's in tears, and he's like, "You changed my life." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You remember me?" I said, "No." He's like, and he pointed. He goes, "That's the boat that I'm on now, and I did exactly what you said to do, and I got a new home." And this guy, I mean, he could, he couldn't get a job anywhere. I just felt so good, that one guy had that opportunity and he made it. So, it's great. It's inspiring.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. And you mentioned, work ethic and how tough these guys are. That's, I think, the most fascinating part of the show, how tough all you guys are being out there at sea in, freezing cold temperatures. So we are big football fans. We do a hurt or injured. So like you can play if you're a little hurt. If you're injured, you're injured. You know what I mean? Like it's an actual injury. So what's the threshold on a boat? Like what are things where you're like, hey, listen, you can still do this. You can still, catch crab, or what is the injury where you're like, all right, you got to sit out. You got to maybe get off the boat for a while.
I've had guys where, I started yelling at him and I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? You're slowing down. This is ridiculous. And then I won't say his name, but he was one of my heroes. And he comes up and he takes his rain gear down. He pulls his sweats down, right? And I'm looking at him, and I swear to you, it was purple from his hip past his knee was just this giant purple scar. And he'd been working with it for a couple of days because he'd been hit by one of our crab pots, which are 875 pounds each. Whew. Hit him against the rail, pinched him. Looking at it, you would think, are you out of your mind? Hit the bunk. We got to take you to the beach. This is bad. He didn't break it, but he damaged it so bad. It was just this giant bruise. Anyway, we leave it up to them, now, because there's no HR, and you're out there. And yes, the captain does have the last word, but at the end of the day, a lot of times it's about your ego and a lot of peer pressure. The crew's they're relying on each other. You only got so many guys. It's not like you're going to go down the street and hire some dude. And so, and if you got to go in, you're losing time, and time is money, right? Mm-hmm. So they'll do it to where, they're literally putting themselves at harm's risk. And you don't got to be the biggest guy. That's not what it's about. It's about what you got in your heart, in your head. That's what makes it. I've seen the smallest guys be the most tremendous people, and the biggest guys fail. It just depends on what you got here and right here. Mm-hmm. That's it.
So as the captain, are you allowed, or the boat runner, whatever way you want to phrase it, are you allowed to arrest somebody on your boat? Do you have that authority?
Oh yeah. I had a buddy. We were fishing out west for deepwater brown crab, and this kid was going crazy. Couldn't handle it for whatever reason, and he was threatening, and he was sleeping with a knife. He'd have a knife under his pillow, and the guys were just getting freaked out. And he made a remark. I won't say what it was, but then my buddy Kurt, he's like, "That's it, you're done." And they grabbed him, they duct taped him, threw him back in his bunk, locked the door, took him to town, and that was that. It was like, you can, it was for everybody's safety, but you just don't know if a guy flips, what are you going to do? So yeah, there is that law, and you are the law, and you just got and these go back for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
What's the scariest storm you've been in? Or what's the closest you've been like, all right, this is like, what's your threshold? Like, I've been through some shit. I've seen some shit. I can handle this. But I'm sure there's been a few times you're like, I'm pretty nervous about all of us right now.
We had, I don't know out of which one, because they're all freaking hairy. That's the problem. It's hard to pick one, because I've seen my life flash before my eyes so many times. But one time, a story I've told before is we were icing up, and I was young and hungry and greedy. We weren't chopping the ice, and so it builds on the boat so tremendously. 4 or 5 feet thick all around, and she was literally sinking underneath our feet. Wave hit us. We got kind of broadside. She laid there. It took us, I would say, 16 to 18 hours to get the ice, enough to where she started to right herself.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's a long day.
We had the boat. Yeah, it's bad. We had the boat on the beach one time. That was just hairy. We've had her on the side so far that we shut power to the engine. In other words, you couldn't get fuel to the engine, shut down. That Black Sunday, I forget how many boats went down, but it just seemed like there was Mayday after Mayday, and people that you knew that had gone down, just literally miles away from you, So there's, and looking back, like guys dramatize this, and I don't know, maybe they build it up in their mind like, oh, it's such a, thing. But when at a younger age, it was like, well, that was just part of the deal. And it's nuts, but at the same time, we try to be as safe as we can. We just, sometimes you're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever,
and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
In times like that, do you ever think to yourself, like, maybe I'll just go captain a boat off the coast of Florida, like go fishing in the Gulf, like run a charter and go take people out to, go deep sea fishing and catch marlins in 80-degree weather instead of being up here in Alaska all the time?
No, we've got a salmon boat out, or a pleasure boat in the Puget Sound. I got a ski boat for my kids and all that, on the lake and all that. But and I like to pleasure fish, but at the same time, it's an addiction, right? And so, and yeah, how many, like a cat, how many lives do I get? But that being said, I think, if you're good at what you do, and the guys that are up there are the best at what they do, I believe the fleet is just top notch, and bad things happen, but we do take every precaution we can. We really do. Mm-hmm. And I think, you're not going to get the same reward doing that when you've done well, right? And this is like an addiction thing. This is like this is your fix.
Yeah.
And you get up there, and if you succeed, and especially when you do well, it's like, hey man, I got my fix. I'm good.
Yeah. No risk it, no biscuit. That's what we say.
What's the best type of crab? All right, give me this. What's the tastiest type of crab? And then what's the crab that will get you the most money?
I mean, for me, I like king crab. And then there's a beard eye or a tanner crab. Those are sweeter. And that's kind of a species close to the apelio or snow crab that we call it. So we got a lot more snow crab out there. You'll see that in a lot of restaurants. But for me, I just like king crab just because it's a lot more meat and it's got that flavor to it,
Just giant legs, yeah.
Yeah, is that the type that brings in the most money?
Yeah, I mean we get dollar per pound. We get a lot more. It depends on the quota, right? So the guys typically make more money fishing snow crab or apelio because you got a bigger quota.
Yeah,
and then but I mean if you hit it big on king crab, it's $10 a pound or whatever you're getting. 100,000 pound load is $1 million. That adds up fast, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was I worked as a busboy in a crab shack in the Outer Banks for a while. I lived there. I was a pogue, and we used to serve the king crab legs. And every day I would come home, and it would probably take me about it would be at least 2 showers to get the smell of crab off my body. For you, after you get off a boat after being out there for a couple months, how long does it take you to no longer smell like crab?
Dude, I'm a captain, right? So I'm not smelling anything. I smell like coffee and cigarettes. That's my problem. As far as the boat itself, it gets pretty raunchy because they're built for packing pots, not comfort. So we have very, very tight living quarters, and it's pretty putrid when you get in there. Pretty bad. We try to stay clean, all that. There is showers and all that. Pretty nasty. Gets pretty bad. And for you with all that long hair, it'd take you forever to wash it out. Come on.
Yeah. I was short. I looked like Forrest Gump back in there. I had a little crew cut, but still, it would get under your fingernails. Like your hands would smell like crab all the time. And I love crab. I love eating crab, but at some point, halfway through the summer gig, I was like, you know what? I might want to look for a different place just because it did take me, a couple showers to finally get that stink off me. And when you make that part of your job, you start to resent going to work occasionally. That's the type of cologne I don't necessarily want to be wearing.
I think we just get used to it, man. It is pretty. They don't have smell-o-vision. I think if they had smell-o-vision, we wouldn't have any viewers left.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing you've got in your pots before that when you pull it up? Either animal or like trash?
No, I mean, we drug up a workout bike, believe it or not.
Huh.
We, I don't know, somebody must have tossed it. And then Jonathan Hillstrand, the Time Bandit, they've been on the show forever and a day too. And I love these guys. They're like family, right? And they pull one of our pots and they put this, it was like an alligator or crocodile skull in there.
Holy shit.
And then my guys are like, we got to go to Smithsonian. Oh my God, we found a saltwater crocodile or something like that, right? And because I do believe they live in freshwater.
Yep.
And so they're just freaking out. They thought that they hit this historic jackpot. Come to find out it was Hillstrand pranking us. So I thought that was pretty clever.
Oh, that is good. And do you ever get like what are you obviously get fish in there. Have you ever gotten anything else like that you're like, oh, that sucks?
No, I mean, the gear is meant specifically to catch what we're after. So we've got escape mechanisms and so you're not getting a lot of bycatch, we call it. You'll see a little bit different species here and there, but for the most part, it's a real clean fishery, right? That's what we're after. And so that's why we have a sustainable industry. The more bycatch you catch, the worse you're doing for the environment. So, it's all about that too nowadays. And that's good.
Yeah.
I've got like a wolf feel, it's like this it's a terrible looking fish and it's got the little fangs. They call it a wolf eel, just scary looking stuff. I've gone super deep, for brown crab, and there you'll catch just a lot of weird stuff, just different kind of species of crab that I didn't even know existed, right? Just weird looking spidery things, but I couldn't even name it.
Yeah.
So it's when you go deep, you get into some weird stuff.
Have you ever seen a narwhal?
A what?
A narwhal.
No, narwhal, no. I mean, I've seen, you're talking about whales and stuff like that?
Yeah, the narwhal it's the whale that has the unicorn horn. I'm convinced that it's not a real animal just because those things, they're so freaky looking.
No, but it's weird. It's like sometimes you're up there and it's, you know, you don't see the beauty, I guess is what I'm saying, because it's your job. But then at times I've seen like pods of like killer whales and whales that are just for miles, you know, you'll just see, the water coming out of the blowhole and just, it looks like a storm out there, but it's whales. It's really cool, you know, at times. And because you get desensitized to it because you're on your job. But then when sometimes, you know, you'll get like beautiful sunsets and things of that nature that you will never see again. And you're thinking, man, this is really something, because you're in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Earlier you were talking about your boat, and you kept referring to it as she and her, and it's very cool to hear that, because I think a lot of people forget that all boats are females. Is there a history behind like why it's always a she or a her? Because my theory is that it's just a bunch of dudes out at sea. They haven't seen a woman in a while, so they just get so horny that they're going to say that the boat's a girl.
I know there's an answer to that question. Like back in the day, they always had like a female carving up on the bow, you know, like you always had the lady, like a mermaid or something up on the bow. They always had a gal up there on the tip of the boat. Maybe that's where the she came from, because I know I've been asked that before, and I was going to research that, but I think that's where it comes from, you know. And for some reason they did that. They'd always have a lady figure up on the nose. Yeah. So and if I was saying she, I don't know. That's just who knows. Maybe that'll be inappropriate someday. Maybe I'm supposed to be gender specific to my boat and say it.
Whatever the boat chooses to be.
Until they stop me, I'll never do it. I got to plug you guys in if that's cool.
Yeah, no worries. So I was wondering, when you guys are doing the season, how much do the cameras get in the way?
The cameras are, in the beginning, they were in the way because we had to learn how to coexist with each other.
Right.
But you know, now it's to the point where everybody understands their job. And my rule number one, when we first started doing it, was, you know, fishing first, camera second. And I think that recipe is probably one of the reasons why we've been on so long, because, you know, we only get one shot to fish and do this thing. And if you're worried about the guy asking you questions and trying to get in your head, you ain't going to get nothing done, and you're going to fail. So, you know, our priority is fishing.
How many cameramen are on the boat at a given time?
We got two guys. We have a producer in the wheelhouse. He's on me 24/7. And then you got a guy on deck, and they work together. And so there's two guys with our crew. And so it gets pretty tight, you know?
Yeah.
And if you get a guy that you're not getting along with, I mean, it's a disaster, but they're just trying to do their job, you know?
Right.
Has there ever been like a instance where things are going sideways, you need an extra set of hands, and you've asked like the camera guy or the producer, hey man, I know you got a job to do, but this is bigger than the TV show. Can you lend a hand trying to, you know, pull this crab pot off a guy?
Hypothetically.
Yep.
If I was to do that, because of liability and legal issues, that would be inappropriate, right? Mm-hmm. But hypothetically, there may or may not have been cameramen that probably would have participated because of certain circumstances. And hypothetically, if they did that, my hat's off to them, because I think they're friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
How about that?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
They should do like a Deadliest cameraman show of just the behind the scenes of the cameramen on the Deadliest Catch.
Those guys are, I'll tell you what, man, it took a while for us to get into sync and learn each other. But the guys that they have really are amazing, right? Because they do put themselves in harm's way as well.
Right.
And they're getting beat up all the time. And so, you know, my hat's off to them, obviously. And it's getting smoother. You know, it took a while, but it gets smoother and smoother because they understand what they're getting into, and that makes it easier for everybody. But yeah, they're go-getters, because, well, even this last season, I'm assuming that they'll show it, but you know, he was filming, shooting at the rail. Next thing you know, he's flying on the stern head first, and the camera's, middle of the air because he got hit by a wave. It happens all the time, and it's there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
So they have to be on guard just as much as the crew is on guard, and they have to work together. And the first thing I tell a camera guy when he gets on the boat is, look, I know you got your job, but right now you're a part of this team. You either start to think like a crew member or get the hell off. That's your choice. And they learn really quickly that they're a part of our crew. If you smell something funny, see something funny, feel something funny, say it. Don't expect us to save your ass. You're a part of this deal. If you smell oil or anything, say something. Be a part of the boat, because it could save your life someday. We have fires, we have floods. There's all kinds of things that can happen, and you're a part of it. And once they understand that, then it becomes a team effort. And that's the winning recipe right there.
Yeah. I mean, the fate of the boat is going to include them. Whatever happens to the team, they're, like it or not, you're miles off the coast, so you do have some skin in the game. And if you get like a greenhorn, a new guy out there who's maybe hasn't tried this before, thinks that they're cut out for it, how quickly into the journey do you typically find out whether or not this guy has what it takes to be on a boat and have this job?
Oh, like a greenhorn crew member. The guys will feel him out pretty quick. You can tell right away at the dock if he's going to make it or not. It's about their spirit and their heart and their attitude. If they got the right stuff, they're going to make it. And, quite frankly, we had a new guy here this last season, never been crab fishing. And, but he was hungry. Right. And he was amazing because he had that attitude. You get a greenhorn cameraman, watch out. They all want to be the next Spielberg, and it's like, dude,
let's just survive. How about that? Let's work on making it back to shore.
All right, so I have one last question. So you've had 2 heart attacks. You've been through many, many seasons fishing. Is there retiring as a fisherman? Like, I feel like you alluded to it, the addiction to fishing and being out there. What does that look like in terms of, hey, in 10 years I'm going to wrap it up, or 5 years? I would assume after the second heart attack is usually when people are like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. You powered through that. So what does the rest of your fishing career look like?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm just glad that I'm here. And, I've got my daughter on board. So, captain in training. So, eventually, hopefully, she'll take the reins, and then that'll be that. And that's always been her dream. Great. That being said, for me, I feel like it's my responsibility, always has been. And so even if I was going to sit it out, I think I'd, like Jonathan, on the time, he could sit it out. I mean, we say we're going to do it, and then, I don't know, maybe until they drag your ass off the field, you're not going to sit it out.
Right.
It's just one of the things. Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for that. I mean,
I didn't mean to like make you have to face it, but it is just interesting because I think, watching the show, it's such a great show, and you guys are so tough, and you're doing something that's so tough. But at the end of the day, I think you all genuinely love it to a level that a lot of people don't love their jobs.
Oh, absolutely. Without question. And even like, I've been home, missed a trip here and there, and then you're always thinking about the boat and the people on it, or the weather, or what's going on. So it's in your head no matter what. But then again, I mean, I'm still a pretty young guy, but I feel like, you're thinking more about your mortality all the time. And you're thinking, Jesus, man, like, I've had so many close calls. Why risk this stuff? But I don't know. It's like, I don't want to admit I'm getting older either. But
right.
I know I am.
Right.
And it really freaking sucks.
It does.
It really does.
It does. On that note, heart attack, does that just feel like really bad heartburn?
For me, it was, like massive heartburn in the middle of my chest, went down my arm and kind of on my back. And I wasn't admitting it. And then when we got in,
that's an absurd statement to say. Like, I was having a heart attack and I just refused to admit it.
Well, I didn't. And then the guys were like, you need to get to the clinic. And actually, when we got to the beach, one of the assistants, for Discovery, the production company, was there, and like, get in the car, we're going. You know what I mean? So everybody was on board but me. And it's weird. You start to hear these things, and it's very common, I guess, with a lot of people. So, and it sucks because it lives in your head, and every day you're like, thank you, God, I'm alive. And, you're living like day to day, and it really sucks.
Yeah. But
it's a mental mind.
Yeah. It sounds like the best thing for you is to continue to do what you love. And that is insanely tough that you're just like, you're out there trying to walk off a heart attack.
Or just have a couple of drinks and then sleep better at night. I don't know.
Right. I just need a nightcap. Maybe a nice red wine will take the edge off. I have one last question, then we'll let you go. This might be a dumb question, but I'll ask it anyways. Have you guys gotten into the whole sea shanty game? Because sea shanties are really, really popular amongst youngsters these days. And if you wanted to appeal to, the high school and college crowd, just tape yourselves doing a sea shanty one time. And I'm sure that you'll get another new influx of young greenhorns come up there to Alaska.
All right, so now I got to YouTube a sea shanty game. Is that what I got to do?
Just get everybody on board to sing a song about crabs, and I think that'd go viral instantly.
All right, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll put my Scottish kilt on or something like that and start shantying around. Is that it?
Yeah. The kids love it these days.
Okay. Well, I mean, like we're always in Norway. We try to go once a year, and there's always songs like that going around in the pubs, and for some reason, but they don't see a lot of it here. If you guys are seeing it here now, that's cool. I love to hear that. That's true.
Yeah. All right, well, Captain, thank you so much. Everyone check out Deadliest Catch. It premieres. The new season is out April 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So check it out on Discovery Channel. And if you haven't watched it, you got to watch the show. I assume most people have, but it is one of the best shows out there. So thank you so much. We appreciate it, and be safe out there.
Hey, man. Oh, yeah. Another thing, they got that Discovery Plus. So guys that want to catch all the episodes can see it there, which I now have learned. So I'm signed up as well. So I get to go relive my ugly past. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Great to see you, man.
Thanks so much.
That interview with Sig was brought to you by our very good friends over at Revitalight and their brand new black label. The color of this drink is the most refreshing shade of blue that you've ever seen in your life. It's delicious. I love drinking Revitalight. I have it actually a couple times a week. When I think that maybe I might be tired, I might need a cup of coffee. Sometimes I'll just drink some Revitalight, get super hydrated, feel a million times better. And with the black label, the blue, the Barstool label of Revitalight, you too can be hydrated as you've ever been in your life. You've heard me talk about Revitalight a lot by now. You know the drill. It's the adult version of a certain drink you find in the baby aisle. They took away the embarrassment that you get at the register because they put their brand in places where you can buy beer, wine, and liquor across the nation to make your weekend shopping even easier. And you can get it on the Barstool store. We just did a commercial with Revitalight, and I didn't think it through when I was filming it. And when it came out, there was a small part of the commercial. It's very funny. It's got like Nick, it's got KB and Donnie in it. There's a small part where I'm sleeping with the Revitalight bottle, and I was like, this is just bad. It's just bad optic timing for the horny accusations that I would have sex with a drink.
Yep.
But I actually would have sex with Revitalight because it is the perfect solution to any weekend recovery that you might need. Don't pay for your Saturday nights on Sunday mornings. Revitalight Black Label pairs perfectly with nightcaps and with midnight snacks. Your nightstand will feel naked without Revitalight, so please stock up. Pick up your Revitalight Black Label today in-store or online at the Barstool store. Tweet at us or tag at Drink Revitalight in your morning after stories. Pro tip, drink half at night, the other half in the morning. You're going to get optimal results. You know what? I'm going to be slamming a few tomorrow. That was a good suggestion by Big Cat. I had the vaccine today. I'm not going to talk about it, but I had the second vaccine. Might be under the weather. Big Cat told me pound some Revitalight. Great idea. That's what I'll be doing. You guys should try it this weekend as well. Check them out, Revitalight. Tag them at Drink Revitalight. And now, here's Hornswoggle.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. He is fighting tonight. We're gonna run this on Friday. You're not fighting tonight, Hornswoggle. Sorry, your eyes were like, holy shit, I'm fighting tonight. But he is fighting tonight, Rough and Rowdy, in Morgantown, West Virginia. You can buy rnr.com. He is going up against Jeremy Dynamite Smith. You were going to kick his ass. You know him from WWE superstar fame, Hornswoggle. So how are we feeling going into the fight? Are we? You're going to kick his ass, right?
I'm going to show up. I'm going to box. I'm going to fight. I'm going to make people know who the fuck Jeremy Smith is for once.
Yup.
and I'm going to make some money.
Okay, so reading between the lines, you're not going to pull a Ben Askren, are you?
No, I'm not going to Jose Canseco it. I'm not going to show up, take a fall, go home, put more steroids in my arm, and go to sleep at night. Not going to happen.
Okay, but I mean, just from hearing you talk about the fight for the first time, are you confident in yourself?
I've never fought in my life. Jeremy Smith has fought once in his life. People are calling him a fighter. As I said in a previous interview, does that mean if I go to the park, hit a couple tennis balls, I could be fucking Andre Agassi? No chance. So I'm not a fighter, but neither is he. Sure, he won a title, which on his first fight.
Yep.
Again, if I compete in a slam dunk contest and somehow beat Shaq, does that mean I'm a slam dunk champion? No, it shouldn't in reality.
But you would be kind of. So this all happened because you tweeted during Rough and Rowdy, like, I want next, right?
I do want next. That doesn't mean I know I'm going to win. Listen, I am a professional wrestler. I'm an entertainer. This is going to be my first foray into this world. Who knows what's going to happen?
Have you ever been in like an actual fight, like a bar fight?
I've caused a lot of them.
Okay, I like that.
If we're being fucking honest, I can drop F-bombs here, right?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know what shows I can and can't. I never know. And I don't like to a lot because I'm a PG wrestler. But with your guys' audience, I feel I can be a little more PG-13 and a little more myself. But the thing is, I've caused a good amount. I mean, I've definitely been overserved and been very tired, as I say, and caused a few. Have I had people had my back? Yeah, sure.
Any fellow WWE superstars have your back in any of these?
I mean, yeah.
You want to name a name? Give us a name. Who's the guy?
I cannot name. There was a night where Luke Gallows was definitely having my back one night. Former star Luke Gallows, now Doc Gallows. He definitely had my back one night.
So part of, you've been wrestling in WWE for a very long time. People know you. Do you one of the storylines you had for a while was that you were Vince McMahon's bastard son. Do you think maybe you're like there's a 1% chance you're in his will?
0.
No, come on. You're saying wrestling isn't real. I mean,
no, because it was revealed that I'm actually Finley's son. If you would have kept watching the product and you didn't read my Wikipedia like you probably did. So the issue is it was revealed that I was actually Finley's son. So I'm not Vince's son at all, which means I would not be in his will.
But do you think there was a time that maybe you were in his will? Like you should have actually negotiated that. Like, hey, I'm going to go with this storyline, Vince, but I want a little taste.
Listen, he was paying me well at the time, so I didn't care about the will at the time, I'll be honest.
Yes.
I also love the fact that you were in DX because Degeneration X, I loved X-Pac. He was maybe my favorite wrestler.
So I always said I was the X-Pac. Like, we would go and do live event house shows overseas or in the country, just non-televised, and I would be in the middle of them too, doing the pyro with them, and I was like, I'm fucking X-Pac. It's the greatest moment of my life.
Yeah. Would X-Pac have your back in a bar fight? Hypothetically.
I feel like X-Pac would have anyone's back in a bar
He just wants some action, yeah.
Yes.
He just wants to fight, yeah.
What's the longest you've spent at a time hiding underneath a ring during a wrestling match to then be revealed and have everyone go crazy?
7 hours.
And I mean, did you have your
No,
phone?
I did not. No, I did not shit or piss. That's always the follow-up question.
Yeah.
The number one follow-up question. Where'd you shit? Where'd you piss?
Yeah, you could hold it for 7 or 8 hours. Did you have your phone at least?
Yeah, I would have that. I would bring my like a PSP under there. It's a little portable gimmick. And I would sleep. I would literally just sleep under there. It was fine.
You'd just be hanging underneath a wrestling ring.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm not a tall human. Yeah. It wasn't that uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, but it's just a hilarious thing that like you'd be watching a wrestling match and Hornswoggle just playing fucking PSP underneath it.
Yeah, so I fell asleep. We were on tour overseas in Europe, and I fell asleep under the ring from the night before, being again a little tired and from the night before. Whole show. Finley's match was last of the night. I fell asleep the whole show. So much so that when my time, Finley rolled out of the ring, lifted the apron for me to come out, and I wasn't there. and I'm just face down, like just sleeping away. He thought one of the beams hit me and it knocked me out.
Oh.
No, I was just passed out from the night before.
You're just tired?
He literally had whack. Hey, I go, what's up, man? He goes, were you sleeping? I said, oh no. He had to toss me into the ring for a face-off with The Undertaker, of all people.
Yep.
And so I'm just in the ring now, and I realize what I did.
Oh my God.
I literally like just whispering to myself and Undertaker, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just, yeah. He goes, where were you? I said, I was sleeping. He goes, where were you? I said, I was sleeping.
Were there certain parts of being underneath the ring where like you knew you had to avoid this corner at this time because somebody was about to get slammed and the ring would actually like hit you?
Is like, you know, a few days into these 2-week-long tours, I would be able to hear and like picture what's happening above me from the crowd reactions and just what they're doing. It was a really, really neat thing. Like I picked up on for certain matches and certain guys. But yeah, I mean, I kind of knew when the finishes were coming in that just by the audio.
So what should we be on the lookout for on Friday? What's your deadliest punch?
Ooh.
I mean, any of them?
All of them.
I don't know. I've been training for 7 weeks since we really locked this fight in. I've never fought in my life. Like I said, I hired a boxing coach, doing twice a week, 2 weeks, and just going at it. I'm taking this more seriously than I've taken anything in my life. And it's been the hardest training. On top of that, I just ran a wrestling event on Saturday that had 1,100 people. I put that and promoted that and wrestled on that. It's been crazy. This has been the craziest 2 months of my life.
That's awesome.
What's your mentality going into the fight? Are you in war mode?
Ooh.
I'm in the mode of getting more eyes on my brand, the Dylan Postel brand, which is really just me, if we're being honest.
Uh-huh.
But I've been told and asked, why are you doing this or this, and you can't do this and this all my life. When I was 4 years old, I was paralyzed from a major back surgery, and the first thing I said was, I want to be a professional wrestler. The doctor, the first thing out of the surgery when he fixed my back was no contact sports and no trampolines. Obviously, I didn't listen to him. So whenever someone tells me kind of no, or you can't do that, or that's just not going to work, fuck you kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I watched the last Rough and Rowdy for the first time in my life. I've never watched a Rough and Rowdy show. I was instantly hooked, instantly entertained. If I weren't on this one, I'd be purchasing this one.
Yes.
I'm going to be purchasing every one in the future because they are an event and a show literally like no other. I watched the other one. A buddy of mine invited me over to watch the last one, and I brought my son over with me to his house. And the first fight happened, and I was hooked.
Yes.
Then the first ring girl came out, and I looked at my 11-year-old son. And I go, "You're becoming a man tonight, Landon." And it was just fun. That's, you know what? And I describe Rough and Rowdy as just fun overall.
Yeah.
That's how I describe the whole event. Go ahead.
It's so true. No, I was just, I mean, I love Rough and Rowdy. I call the fights. It's fun, and it's fun to watch people compete, and I always have so much respect for anyone who gets in the ring because it's not easy, and it's fucking, like, you could get knocked out, but you're right. It's just wall-to-wall, fun, laughs, some cool knockouts. I need you to get a knockout on Friday night. I need you to knock your Jeremy Smith out, and because
Why, you don't like Jeremy Smith?
No, I like you. And I also think that it would be an electric moment if you got a knockout in your first fight ever.
See, that's the thing. It would be electric, and the internet would be going wild. Everyone watching at home would be wild. I'm used to fighting in front of people, unlike Jeremy Smith. I'm used to fighting in front of sold-out arenas. Like I said in my first interview, Madison Square Garden, Staples Center, all of this jam-packed with tens of thousands of people. I wasn't a year into WWE, and I was at WrestleMania in front of 84,000.
Hell yes.
Jeremy Smith hasn't fought in front of one.
Yeah, you have the moment advantage over him because the moment might be too big for him. The moment won't be too big for you.
Or does he? Because he's used to fighting in front of no one. I'm used to feeding off a live crowd.
Ooh.
There is no live crowd. So who does have that advantage?
There'll be some people. There'll be some people there. I think it's extended family, so we'll have at least there'll be some buzz.
You can
we'll
feel the eyes.
Jeremy Smith is bringing his family.
Yes,
exactly. Wish I would have known that.
Yeah. Well, now you get to knock him out in front of his entire family.
I mean, either way, like I say, you're gonna put some more zeros behind his name once I fight him, make him famous.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. That's known as someone.
That's true.
I'm looking forward to this, man. It's crunch time. I literally just got done training this morning, and I packed my bags, and I'm always a late packer, and I always forget something, and it's just how I live my life and how I've lived my life with traveling for the last 15, 20 years. But I was like, I zipped my bag. Just before I came on this interview, I zipped my bag up and I put it in my car, and I go, well, I can't turn back now. No matter what, there's no turning back. My dad's picking me up, take me to the airport in the morning. We're going. Yeah. This is go time. It's fucking go time, and it's here. And I'm fine. I'm so glad it's finally here.
I think one advantage that you do have over him is that you've taken more hits than he has. So you've got experience in being on the receiving end of some serious blows. What's the hardest you've ever been hit in the WWE?
It's probably WrestleMania 23 off the top of that 20-foot ladder. Taking a slam off the top of that 20-foot ladder. I mean, it doesn't get bigger than that. But I've taken some brutal blows, but it's nothing like this. It's nothing like boxing and punch after punch. I've never been punched in the face in my life. It's never happened. This will be the first time if he's able to hit me.
I had one last question, so I will be on the call on Friday night. What you have a bunch of awesome nicknames that you've had in the past. Is there one specifically that you want me to use?
Well, Swoggle would be great because WWE owns the horn, of course.
Okay.
So we can call it, say, Dylan Postel or just Swoggle.
Mini Gator?
Again, stop listening to my Wikipedia page. Okay?
Short Stack?
This is a professional fucking interview. You guys are supposed to be professional journalists.
No, you're confusing us with.
You're definitely confusing us. Yeah, no way.
I've listened to you, mustache. You're a piece of shit. So it's fine.
Well, you're a Packer fan. You're a Packer fan. I didn't want to go there, but I don't.
Scott's country. If you're not a Packer fan, obviously
you're a Packer fan. So
you're not a Packer fan, you're saying?
No, I'm a Bears fan, so you've tortured.
Oh, you're such a piece of shit,
no,
man.
You're a piece of shit. You know what? I'm going to call you. You better call me out next. If you win, I'll fight you. No, I won't actually.
No. I will if I stand on my wallet.
You don't mean that.
I mean, Jesus Christ. You're a Bears. You're admitting that on a national broadcast. You're admitting that.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I just realized that I didn't want to go there, but I think now I'm not going to root for you.
That's great. Because just like everyone else who's telling me this isn't going to happen, join the bandwagon.
Shit, now I want to root for you. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
I'm sure next week you'll be a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan like everyone else too. It's fine. It's fine.
No,
man.
I'll be a Jeremy Smith fan after he knocks you out.
That's fine. I'm not a fighter. Just like him. Anything can happen in this fight. But just know, no matter what, we're going to make history with this event with more eyes on it than any other Rough and Rowdy.
I love that. Fucking love that.
This Friday, today, because we're airing it today, but we're recording 2 days ago. It's happening today.
Yes.
Yeah, tonight.
I'm back on your side. I'm back on the Swoggle Dylan Postal. I don't want you on my
fucking side. I don't want you.
No, you can't. Now I really want to be on your side. You can't tell me what to do.
I fucking hate you.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm a Dylan Postal Swoggle fan on Friday night.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. But you can buy rnr.com.
Yes.
If you haven't yet, do it now. Go on your cell phone or on your computer, or I don't know if it's on Roku, but go on your Roku or say, Alexa, order Rough and Rowdy now. Yes, pay. Click. Done. Order it now.
Love it. Love it. Swoggle, Dylan Postal, thank you so much, man. We'll see you Friday night. I'm very excited.
We will see you Friday.
Hornswoggle is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. If you're a business owner who's hiring, you probably face a lot of challenges when it comes to finding the right person for your role. That's why hiring can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I mean, sometimes you get a guy come through the door and all he has to show you is like a 3-page resume that's triple spaced and a link to his high school football highlights, and he ends up sticking around for a few years somehow. If you don't want to end up in a situation like that, you're going to want to use ZipRecruiter. Check them out, ZipRecruiter.com/PMT. You can post your job to any job board out there, but then all you can do is hope that the right person comes along. So you should try using ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/PMT. When you post a job there, it gets sent out to over 100 top job sites with just one click. Then ZipRecruiter's matching technology finds people with the right skills and experience for your job. It actively invites them to apply. In fact, ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the very first day. It's no wonder why over 2.3 million businesses have come to ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. So other companies might overwhelm you with way too many options. ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for the needle in that haystack. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/PMT. ZipRecruiter.com/PMT, the smartest way to hire.
Okay, we're going to do...
I was just going to say, he was a good interview, nice guy, but after hearing him talk about the fight, when looking at the play Barstool and you have to pick between him or Dynamite.
Hornswoggle you're talking about, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pick Dynamite. Especially after the Ben Askren thing, like the fight happened and then you heard him afterwards kind of say basically the same things that Hornswoggle was saying. It's hard to pick him in your picks.
I'd agree.
Right, but on the other hand, he's Hornswoggle.
Right.
And I used to watch him on TV.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
And maybe he was underselling it because he's fought Undertaker.
True. But he was asleep beforehand.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, it'd be great. Buy rnr.com. Hank, Fyre Fest of the week. You want to get going?
Yes. I'm 27 years old, and I've gone my whole...
Wow.
Soon to be 28.
Welcome.
Ish. Let's not rush.
When's your birthday again?
June 13th.
Club 27.
You're about to be 28.
You still have 2 months when you can die and be remembered as a legend.
Exactly.
When you turn 30, I'm going to be so depressed.
Yeah.
Because I knew you when you were 19.
Yeah, I mean, I saw I'm starting to get into the age where I saw an Isaiah Thomas Celtics memory, and it was 6 years ago, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yes.
That's college, high school, and then 2 years. That's crazy.
Well, yeah. If you went to college.
Right. Well, yeah. Right. It was college and then 5 years. But yeah, I went 27 years and no one ever told me how to pronounce what you put a thing of ice cream in or a liter of beer.
I thought you were fucking with
us.
Yes. You were that's why I didn't reply to anybody because we had probably dozens of people that
so many people.
Don't British people say it pint? Let's go get a pint at the pub.
You've always called it pint?
Yeah, I don't
what?
Like a pinto?
What the fuck? I honestly, PFT and I, it's funny because we didn't talk about this, but that's exactly the same wavelength. We got tagged in so many tweets, and I was like, dude, you didn't know Hank was joking? I didn't say that, but in my head, I was like, of course he was fucking. He was fucking with you guys because he pronounces shit terribly. He didn't go to college. He doesn't know how to read.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I thought that it was you trying to do a bad British accent.
Yeah.
And saying it that way on purpose.
Should we British people, this part?
British people do say pint, right?
No, they don't. They say a pint.
Do you want us to delete this part and say it was a joke?
Have you ever seen Snatch?
I don't know.
Pint of the dog stuff.
You'd never said the word pint?
No, I didn't.
You can't buy weed in the quantity of pints, so he'd have
true.
no reason to use that unit of measurement.
And why?
You know how to pronounce ounce?
I'm not a huge ice cream guy.
Say eighth.
Eighth. But no, I did because obviously when I get chirped that much, I get defensive. I'm like, no, you're wrong, and I went on the text to speech.
Don't put baby in a corner.
Yeah, I went on the text to speech, and it was like point.
Oh no!
The other one, I have a dachshund. I thought I would have, up until I had one myself, Dash Hound. I would have,
yeah,
100 times out of 100.
That's more forgivable than pint.
Yeah, pint.
If you've never pronounced ice cream, I'll have a pint of ice cream.
That's the part
I would have said pint.
Yeah, see, that's the part that I don't understand. You've never that just to me says you don't eat enough ice cream.
I'm not a huge ice cream guy.
Because
I was as a kid, but not. I would my family would have the big ones. I just get myself a cup of it.
Because in my house,
I never go and buy the pints.
In my house, it's I'm going to the store. You need anything? It's yeah, pints of ice cream, please.
Right. And we don't say let's go get a. We don't say let's go get a pint. We say let's go get a beer.
Yeah.
But I feel like in TV shows, the only times you watch a TV show where they talk about getting a pint, it's British. But I feel like they say pint Go get Pint.
No one ever said Peaky
not.
Blinders.
Yeah.
You probably watch Peaky Blinders on mute with the closed captioning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's my Fyre Fest.
R.I.P. by the way, to his mom too.
I can relate after the mortgage incident a few weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah, mortgage. Well,
not fun.
But you went to college.
What are Hank's for?
But
Yeah,
he's
you went to
also
college
supposed
for
to be-
pronouncing
I've also
things.
never paid a mortgage.
He's also supposed to be someone that can speak.
Yeah, that's true.
What are Hank's greatest hits? There's Thailand. There's Obgyn, Pint, Post Mostly.
Post Mostly was good.
Super Relatives.
Super Relatives is my personal
My
favorite.
my personal opinion, the worst one was Island Gorilla.
What?
What?
Lowland Gorilla.
Oh,
I thought it was
yeah.
that one.
You thought it was a gorilla from Des Moines? This Iowa land local gorilla.
How sick would Iowa be if there were just wild gorillas roaming through the
So
country?
sick. So sick.
Just hanging off the windmills.
But yeah, that's my Fyre
Great
Fest.
Fyre Fest, Hank.
And I
Very
miss
good
Billy.
Fyre Fest.
My Fyre Fest was going to be, I had to fire Billy. No, just kidding. PFT.
My Fyre Fest is that I am once again being made a fool of by the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, yeah.
They can't stop winning.
I was actually...
I'm not abandoning ship yet.
That's one of those ones that I didn't want to bring up to you because I was like, the Pirates have been winning and you've been losing. But
yes.
I'm happy that you brought it up so I didn't have to because it got awkward.
I've been losing money hand over fist responsibly on the Pittsburgh Pirates, which it's such a sad thing to say that the Pittsburgh Pirates, I'm talking about the Major League Baseball franchise,
Pittsburgh?
the Pittsburgh Pirates are making me look like a fool.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
They can't stop winning. You could say that I've maybe saved the Pittsburgh Pirates by betting against them.
One could say that.
But I do know that when I stop betting on them, they're going to start losing again. And I can't let that happen. I can't, because then they beat me twice.
Yes.
So I think if you see me on a 30 for 30 broke, it's going to be because the Pittsburgh Pirates, with nobody on the roster that I can name off the top of my head, have taken all my money from me.
Yeah, you got to just I think you got to walk the plank.
I got to do something to turn around. Do I get a parrot?
They got to suck. Yeah, no, the Pittsburgh Pirates are pretty good.
They're
relatively. They're not good, but they're better than bad.
I think they're good.
I think they're better than bad.
I think they're good.
That's better than bad is right before good.
But okay, so they don't stink yet.
Yeah, they're better than bad. Like they're not bad, but they're not good. They're just in between that. That makes sense, right?
Which is very frustrating. That's good though for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah,
There's always a bad team that has a good April.
True.
That's true, Hank.
But they aren't even having a good
Hank's
April.
right.
They're just. That's my point. That's why it might just be that they're not.
They're just good enough to not be bad.
Yeah, their over-under was 59.5. I think they're right around 500. Like, they might be...
9 and 10.
Okay, so yeah, they could be like a 72-win team, which would lose you a lot of money, but that's also a bad team.
They have the second worst run differential in the NL right now. So.
There you go.
So you're onto something.
There you go. So I am. So I just got to wait. They've got their BABIP's too good.
Second worst behind your Nats.
Yeah. Well, the BABIP
in front
luck.
of your Nats.
BABIP luck has to turn around a little bit.
All right, my Fyre Fest is I got two. One is I got in a college football debate today, and I just miss college football so much because it's the best sport to debate because there's just so many fans from everywhere. I truly love. I know that every time you like try to debate anything online, people will just say, "Oh, you're triggered." I truly love debating college football online, so I miss it. Can't wait for it to be back. And then my other Fyre Fest is, so everyone thanked us, and we should be thanked for killing the Super League and saving soccer.
You're welcome.
The Super League kind of would have been sweet.
I think the Super League would be a great addition.
It kind of would have been. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, imagine if there was just a Wednesday, like every Wednesday afternoon, just the best teams in the world playing each other. I was like, fuck, man. That kind of would have been sweet. I don't want it because soccer's for the people, and we're the people. We're for the people. But if you like, I actually think that if you asked everyone solo, like, listen, I want your opinion. It will never get out. We know the bad parts of Super League, but would you watch because it's going to be sweet? They'd be like, yeah, I'd watch.
Well, of course they'd watch. I've got news for you, though. It's going to happen. The Super League's going to happen. This was a trial balloon that they sent out there.
I don't know. The people, man.
The
people
people
shot it
revolted.
down. I think they're just going to change. Like we talked about actually on Sunday, this was a bargaining chip, a poorly played one, but a bargaining chip to basically change Champions League a little bit so that the teams, the top spending teams always get in.
Why doesn't the MLS just rebrand as the Super League?
Should.
I think that's really what you're kind of missing out on. You miss the idea of a Super League out there roaming free.
I just it hit me. I was like, fuck. That kind of would have been sick.
I'm glad that we did what we did.
We saved soccer. I don't have any regrets for saving the most popular sport technically in the world. Everyone keep thanking us, but it would have been sweet. It would have been sweet.
So the matchups would be nice.
It would have been fucking sweet.
But then it also would have destroyed the U.S.'s chance at winning a World Cup.
I don't even. We got to make the World Cup, right?
That's true. One step at a time. Well, that's not even our national team. The women's national team is our national team.
Correct.
The men's team is.
Correct.
We will not acknowledge them until they qualify.
Correct.
For World Cup.
Bubba, do you have a Fyre Fest? I kind of put you on the spot. Did you get hit by any cars this week?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. That's a good week.
Yeah, that was a plus. Fuck, because I thought I did have one. Jake, go first.
Jake, go first.
I had my phone in my hoodie pocket the other day, and I was walking, and I unknowingly kept pressing the password, and I got disabled for 15 minutes.
You locked yourself?
You locked myself.
Oh,
I've always wondered what happens if you accidentally press the emergency call button and you don't know it.
Yeah.
Will 6 police officers just run at you and ask you if you're all right?
Swarm you?
I don't know.
Jake, did you feel like a cyber criminal? Did you feel like you might have wanted to turn yourself in?
No, but when the timer ran out, I was very careful typing in my password.
You're like the guy with Bitcoin.
That would have been something if I did it wrong by on purpose.
Yeah.
What's your password?
It doesn't really matter.
Why would you say that out loud?
Why would you ever say that?
Because you would have to have my phone.
Right.
Yeah.
And we will do that.
Steal your phone.
Wait, you got to change it now because you actually have access to my Twitter account.
True, but someone would still have to get their hands on my phone.
I don't trust it.
Jake's compromised the integrity of this entire podcast.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out. Bleep it out.
Okay.
Hank. I don't. People are going to steal his phone. No, I don't trust. So you're now a target. You're a weak target. People will go for you.
I like how Jake is just completely oblivious to the fact that it would be bad for other people to have your password.
You're a weak target now.
All right, so bleep it out for this.
No, change it. You got to change it. You got to change it.
I'll bleep out the numbers.
I've had it since 6th grade.
Well, because you also
he also said it out loud.
You also
no, bleep out the numbers.
You also showed on the screen you did the manual typing in of the password, so now they know the order that you use.
Well, is it reversed because
I'm on
the screen?
We need to steal his phone and see if he's been texting with other podcasts.
Ooh, interesting.
I have nothing to hide. You guys can look at my phone.
I know you don't. It probably would be it actually would suck to look at your phone because it'd make me feel like a worse person where it's someone says hey, how are those guys? Oh yeah, they're the best guys ever. I love them so much. Way too nice about us to strangers.
The fact that you're so open about letting me use your cell phone makes me not want your cell phone.
Yeah, way to go.
Okay. All right, I'm off the hook, I guess.
Another day as the world's top terrorist survived. Incredible, Jake. I don't know how you do it.
Do you think there's a small chance that Jake is a Fed?
Yeah, he's a sleeper cell. I've always thought he's a sleeper cell.
He's something.
Yeah. He's a sleeper cell sent from Bristol or something to watch us. All right, Liam, Bubba.
I do remember. I thought I lost my debit card, and I reported it lost on the app and ordered a new one, and it was in my wallet the whole time.
Oh.
That's a huge
I realized
Fest.
2 days after, and
then
I
you
was
have
like,
to change everything?
Yeah, so I have a new one in the mail, but I had the thing the whole time.
No.
You know how forest fires are actually kind of a good thing sometimes if they're contained to a certain area because they kind of replenish the forest over the long term?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at losing my debit card sometimes because you get the monthly charges for things that you forget that you're subscribed to. And so then those charges stop, and then you have to re-sign up for them again.
Right.
It's actually kind of – you can look at this in a positive light, Bubba.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You will
before summer.
There will be
everything.
there will be a few things that will fall off that you didn't even need.
A couple OnlyFans accounts that you no longer use. Yeah,
a couple first-person shooter games on your phone where you just buy all the sick guns. I've done that. I've fallen into that hole a few times.
Kendrick Perkins special.
Yes. Caleb Presley's brother special.
Shout out to Andrew.
Yeah, shout out, big ups. All right.
Well, I learned a fun fact about Bubba last weekend.
Liam made that suggestion. You should start doing that.
Big ups.
Let's go.
Big ups. Okay. I know I sound like the biggest loser ever.
No
But if
cap.
it will make everyone laugh, I will do it.
No, if you said it instead of let's go, it would throw people off so much.
Okay,
People
big
get
ups,
very mad at
big
you.
ups.
All right.
Okay.
Big ups.
I learned an interesting fact about Bubba this last weekend.
What?
So I was hanging out with somebody on Friday night, and they were like, Bubba, whenever we're hanging out, he sits down on my couch, slams beers, and puts on YouTube and immediately searches longest home runs and then makes him watch 7-minute long compilations of just monster jacks.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's like your go-to move.
Yeah, it became like an inside joke, so now I just go over the top with it and like have to do it every
What's
time.
your favorite one?
There's one that's like 45 minutes long.
No,
Just
what's your
like-
favorite home run? Glen Allen Hill?
No, the Barry Bonds at Yankee Stadium when it just goes into like the triple deck. That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Steroids, dude.
Yeah, that's
Steroids are sick.
Do you know the Glen Allen Hill one? Have you watched that one? Where he breaks a window across from Wrigley?
No.
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
All right,
It's
send it to
fucking.
me.
He hits it off like his shoelace too.
For some reason, all the home runs that are hit in the old Sky Dome, they look like they go way for like every home run there is
Yes.
like 530 feet.
Yes, that's actually.
Yeah, if you got to the second deck.
I kind of like that, Bubba.
Man.
Oh, it's
Like, that's kind of a cool guy
It's a
thing.
power move,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's just a guy. Like that sets the tone of like, hey, let's just be guys.
We
Yeah,
we
I mean, like
started
you're gonna tell me
watching
monster
that
home runs don't
compilation.
rock?
Yeah,
like,
always.
Yeah,
They
you're a
Chicks dig the
loser
long
if you
ball.
don't like that.
And I bet you get chicks just walking in, being like, "Yo, you guys watching some long balls?"
Yeah, chicks take the long
They
ball.
do.
Exactly.
All right, let's do numbers. 99.
Give me an 8.
38.
18.
55.
Actually, no. Give me 14 for Rough and Rowdy. 14.
8.
IRNR.com.
If it's 38, I'm gonna.
54.
54.
We've had that a couple times. I feel like
I've gotten one off 2 days in a row.
54.
Command F. 54. First timer.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know why I thought
Scoregami.
we've had it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge. How many numbers do we have left?
I can do the math, but I feel like there's still some out there. There's got to be like 20 or 30 out there.
Oh,
Okay.
By the way, Jake, was it Scoregami? I saw Jackson State won by forfeit last weekend, so it was a 2-0 ball game. Is that Scoregami?
The game started,
Let's
then they
see.
forfeited.
I feel like 2-0 has to be scoregami.
They
but it's
forfeit
NFL
when the game
only.
started.
No, that's what the score was.
Nope.
They gave him that
2-0.
score.
Oh, old
there's
school. Yeah.
2-0's happened twice. The Akron Pros over the Buffalo All-Americans, then the Chicago Bears over the Green Bay Packers in 1938.
There also remember there was 6. Iowa beat Penn State 6-4.
Sorry, there's been 5. The
Iowa beat
Frankfurt Yellow Jackets.
Iowa beat Penn State 6-4. I can't remember what year it was. It's probably like.
Oh, that was
15
like
years.
semi-recently, right?
Yeah, maybe it's like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Also,
that's an awesome score.
one very last thing. FCS playoffs start this weekend.
Oh,
We got football.
check it out.
Football's back.
Watch it.
Go Dukes. Love you guys.